All right, welcome to another video, everybody. A video where I'm not alone because I am with the man himself, Alister off of Expressive Photography.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah, there we go. How are you doing?
I'm doing extremely well.
And what a beautiful day.
It's an unbelievable day.
So the idea is basically me and Alister, we're just going to have a shoot together. There he is up there somewhere. We're just going to have a shoot together and we're going to talk through our processes to one another, what we're looking for, what we're shooting, why we're shooting it. Think of this as a bit of a podcast, I suppose. Alister has a channel called
Expressive Photography.
Expressive Photography. Now, it's funny, I would describe expressive photography as almost like photography therapy. Like the stuff you talk about and the subjects and the way that you deliver it is it's incredibly thoughtful and thought-provoking. Whereas me, I just run around like an idiot with a camera.
The thing about expressive photography is it's very difficult to try and label it, and I don't want to make it too narrow, because if you just want to come here and make a photograph of this place because it's beautiful.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, is there? There's nothing wrong with going out and just simply enjoying yourself with a camera.
Yeah, but likewise, there's nothing wrong with just coming here and walking. I've met too many people who judge the quality of the time they've had in the landscape by the photographs they're making and not on the experience. I mean, looking at these waves rolling in just now and the light hitting the ocean over there, it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. And if I try and make a photograph of something here and it doesn't turn out very well, and I think, oh well, I don't have any good photographs, therefore I've had a rubbish time, then I think it's a real waste.
Oh, wow. It's like a playground. Oh!
That was actually quite
You want to go?
No.
It was a lot of fun. How important do you think it is to know more about the environment you're shooting? Like, because I always struggle with this. Sometimes I think if I'm taking a photograph, I wish I knew more about the thing I was photographing, but more often than not, I'm just photographing something because it's aesthetically pleasing. Right.
Well, my answer to that, I think, would be that's okay. If you just find it aesthetically pleasing, that's fine. When I was giving those talks in Birmingham, one of the things I said was, the more things you're interested in, the more things you'll find to photograph because you find them interesting. So if people don't care about rocks, they won't think about rocks as subjects, or trees or things like that. So being a bit of a jack of all trades and sort of a bit of geology or a bit of birding or a bit of botany or whatever it might be. So all of these things that we can find interesting, I think it helps, but I don't think they're in any way necessary. Honestly, the more we label and try and define, I think the more limited we are.
Oh, there's massive, massive breaking waves out to sea, and they're catching the light, and we've got a headland beyond the breaking waves giving us that contrast, and I'm just looking at them with the wind blowing the spray as they're breaking. There's got to be a shot here. Right then, I'm going to say, have you set up? Have you got the focal length? Because you're shooting with the GFX, right?
Yes, I'm shooting with the GFX, and the longest focal length I've got in 35mm equivalent is about 150mm.
Right, I stopped using the GFX for that very reason. I went from a GFX medium format sensor to a full frame, and now the Nikon Z8, simply because
you lose the long end.
You can't get the long lens. My favourite lens is the 100-400, which I'm going to break out now. And it's interesting that you're looking at this thinking, oh.
Well, having said that, I've got 102 megapixels, and
That's a very good point.
I think with the 200mm, I can probably still, not to the same extent. I'm thinking of getting a Z8 in the summer, and maybe the 800 6.3 for up here, just because.
That is a beautiful lens.
Yeah.
It's really lightweight and relatively small.
Yeah, for a big long lens.
Yeah.
And there's so much up here where that really long focal length is going to help.
All right, before we continue on with the photography, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, and having sponsors is a big part of keeping this channel going and adventures like this happening. So thank you to MPB for sponsoring this. Now, if you don't know who MPB are, well, they're a place where you can buy, sell and trade your used gear. So basically, it is the place to go to if you want to buy a used camera. So if you want to upgrade your gear to something better, or perhaps you even want to downgrade to something smaller, well, you can do it all at MPB. They've got a great selection of used gear, but you can also sell them your gear. So it's great if you want to get rid of some stuff and get some extra cash, or you can just do a straight up trade. So if you fancy giving that a go, go to mpb.com. There is a link in the description. If you can use that link, that's great, because then they'll know you've gone there through me, and that helps them continuing supporting this channel, which is very helpful. So yeah, links below. And now I'll go and find Alister, and we will continue on and see if we can get a shot today. Do you ever get like image, what could I call it? Image loss anxiety, i.e. that when you spot a composition and you decide that you're now going to go and shoot that composition, you suddenly start getting anxious that the light's going to go, the waves are going to stop, and then it's just, you just end up rushing. I get that all the time. Like, I'm getting it now. I'm convinced that the waves are going to stop.
Well, I think what's going to stop is the light.
Well, yeah.
But no, I don't.
Oh, I do.
Really, I think what I've tried to do is eliminate as much self-induced trauma from my life as possible. And by self-induced trauma, I basically mean any of this type of stuff. I mean, it's still cracking off.
Oh.
And, you know, the thing with nature is that it's got no patience. You know, it doesn't care about us and what we think or what we hope to get, you know? It's just doing its thing, and if we don't get that shot, then something else will be cool. So,
oh, this is nice.
Think of the best.
I want to shoot with you more often. I'm suddenly like overcome with this sense of ease and almost like chill.
I think I'm changing my name to Alister Zen.
Alister Zen, yes. Alister is in the death zone. I'm not going over there. Well, actually I will go over there, but I will leave my bag here. I'm going to break out the 100 to 400. I'm feeling an urge to shoot some ICM, which is intentional camera movement. Well, this is a nice camera. This is the GFX 102?
Yeah.
When did they release a 2?
October, something like October.
It's a lovely looking thing, isn't it? That is nice.
It's pretty.
But did you say you're going to go back to the Nikon Z series?
No, I'm going to use both.
Both. One for sort of wildlife and birding, and then...
And this for landscape.
I tell you what, Fuji, if you're watching, I've still got the GFX 50R because I think it's such an amazing camera. Yeah. I can't get rid of it. Oh, it's lovely. Look at it. Look at the texture of the rubber on here. Oh yeah.
Tom's away to his bag. Obviously got something in mind.
Two things. One, a hat because it's getting cold. Filters. I'm going to get creative. I'm going to go for a bit of ICM. The thing with ICM is it's always a bit of potluck. You never really know what you're going to get.
I think the magic word is play.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know.
Right, sit rep. After much experimentation, I've concluded that I need to be shooting half a second exposure whilst tracking the waves, and that's all to do with the variables like my focal length, the speed at which the waves are breaking, the light levels, and all of that stuff. And then foolishly, I went for a 1:1 crop because this is a Nikon, and it's the most frustrating thing ever. If you apply a crop with Nikon, what do? They bin the pixels. No other camera on the market does this, just Nikon. I really wish they wouldn't. So basically, what I'm getting at is, what am I getting at, Alister?
Basically saying you got lucky.
All right, yeah. No, okay, yeah, no, fair enough. Well, that's what it is. Oh, so I got unlucky then. Yes, I got lucky, but that's it. I've probably taken 50 images and finally got one that I like. There we go. Right, so we are going to head back to the little bay, the little cove where we were, and hopefully get that gorgeous light when the sun drops below the clouds, because look at this sky, man. Hang on, let me flip you around. Look at that sky. That is beautiful. And when the sun drops below that gap there, yeah, it's going to look incredible. Oh, you didn't get very far?
No, I did not get very far. It's one of these situations where I saw something that caught my eye, and if I walk away from it, it'll annoy me. The reason I like shooting panos is because they just look sick on the back of the camera, and I think one of the benefits of digital photography is that instant gratification. It's kind of dreamy at the back, so we'll see.
Very good, very good. Oh man, Alister's absolutely killing it.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, that'll look like a lovely shot. Well seen, I would say well seen. Yeah, I didn't spot that at all. But I guess that's photography, isn't it? We all see things differently. Right, make our way back to the cove just over there. Change of plan. We can't make our minds up. We've both decided that we don't actually want to go down into the cove down there because we're going to be forced into shooting straight into the sun over there.
And both of us are technically inept.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't bracket a flipping shelf, let alone a photograph. So we both agreed that we'd like the light off to the side, and the way that the clouds are moving and the gaps are opening up over there, yet to the north, over that way, we have way more cloud in the sky. So basically what we're getting at is we want to be shooting in a northerly direction.
And we're too lazy to walk further.
Yeah, we don't want to walk too far. So I think we're gonna, go higher up.
That looks like a cool foreground.
Oh, just that bit of rock.
That thing there looks ridiculous.
Let's have a look. I can't, there we go, right, where? Oh, the patch.
That patch just looks mad. I want to get a 16mm lens on top of it, see what that looks like.
So what are you thinking? This foreground looking out over the rocks?
Right up the headland.
Okay, right. So whilst Alister is down there setting up his incredibly complex composition using layers in the rocks in the foreground leading through into the midground and the background, piecing together that puzzle, that compositional puzzle. Yeah, I'm going for a far more simplistic approach. How did you get on?
I really like the foreground. So I had to bracket, so I did one short one for the foreground, and then I put a 10 stopper on it and did a 1 minute exposure. I found that big white patch of cloud. Yeah, that big patch of cloud was pretty dominant. So I did a minute exposure, then a 2 minute exposure. And then I did a sneaky one at the end where I zoomed in a bit to make the background closer, and I might try a focal length blend.
Wow, so you have a lot of fun with it then. Okay, well, we'll pop the image up on screen.
By a given definition of fun.
Yeah. I'm really struggling with this composition. I just can't piece it together. I feel like it's too much going on. It's too heavy on one side.
Do you think it's that strong horizontal going out to the left that's kind of pushing it left a little bit?
Yeah, it's also the fact that it's incredibly heavy and dark on the right-hand side as well. Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I'll put a filter on, wait for the light. I often feel quite negative about my shots, and then when I get back home on the computer, I'm pleasantly surprised.
One of the things I always feel with seascape photography like this is because if we look down the coast, looking down the coast, the thing that I think is attracting the eye is the distribution of the rocks.
Yeah.
Right? And if we use a short shutter speed where the geometry and the texture of the rock of the ocean becomes too significant, then we end up with a scenario where it's adding complexity. It's adding complexity to the scene, and it's actually a distraction from the flow of the rocks.
Well, I've just done 20 seconds, so let's
Well,
see.
that should be better.
Well, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll clip these out.
So that obviously makes a significant difference because you removed all of that. If you go back, yeah, getting rid of this sort of dark contrast, it allows the landscape to do its thing without adding more complexity.
am going to end the video here. Thank you, Alister. It's been a pleasure. If you don't know Alister's work, go and check out his YouTube channel, which is Expressive Photography.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, cheers, man. And I'll see you all next week. All right. Yeah, I hate ending videos. I hate ending them. All right. Bye.